So till now our entire discussion about induction machine has been confined to induction motor. Now we will see what is the working of induction generator. Okay. So when will the induction machine work as an induction generator? When the rotational speed of the rotor, it is greater than the synchronous speed. Now what was happening in the motor? We were giving an electrical input. In which way we were giving it? We were giving it to the stator winding. To the stator winding. This resulted in the mechanical output, that is the rotor rotation. So what will happen in a generator? Exact opposite will happen. You're going to give a mechanical input. That means there will be a prime mover which will rotate the rotor of the induction machine, and this will in turn generate electrical output at the stator terminals. But if you compare the induction generator with a DC generator, there is one significant difference. What is that? In the DC machine, there was a rotor and there was a field winding. This was either separately excited or it was self-excited. Okay. In the induction generator, there is no separate field circuit. That means there should be some power source which will give you the magnetic flux required for rotation, required for the electromagnetic conversion. So that you cannot see in the case of induction generator. So why is that? This is the DC machine that we have drawn here. So what happens in the induction machine? Here IM is induction machine, not induction motor. Okay. When you give mechanical input to rotor, then no magnetic field will be produced. Simply because magnetic field requires a current. In the DC machine, this will provide the field current, will provide the magnetic field. Field circuit provides magnetic field. So this magnetic field along with the mechanical input will give you the generated voltage. It will generate the voltage. In the induction generator, there is only going to be mechanical input. So we need to give reactive power to the induction generator so that a magnetic field can be produced. Okay. So therefore, induction generator requires reactive power to establish magnetic field. Okay. So this is why induction generator will draw reactive power. This is one disadvantage of the induction generator. So we will see how that is achieved. Let us say this is the 3-phase induction machine. Now we are giving mechanical input via a prime mover. Okay. So now the stator windings, the stator terminals will come out like this. So now we are going to give a capacitor bank here. So this capacitor bank will help in delivering the required reactive power. So how that is? The mechanical input plus some residual magnetism. If there is no residual magnetism, then you will have to first excite the induction machine by running it as a motor. Okay. So in that manner you can get residual magnetism. So the mechanical input along with a small amount of flux that is present in the machine, it is going to give rise to a small voltage, generates small voltage at stator terminals. Right. Now this generated voltage, what it will do? It will give the capacitor bank some current flow. Okay. So current will now flow into the capacitor banks. Once the current flows, the capacitor will start charging. So there will be a voltage accumulation at the capacitor. So the total voltage in the loop will be increased. So you can write the small voltage generated at the stator terminals will increase current flow to capacitors, which will further increase the voltage. And this increased voltage, what will it do? It will increase the magnetic flux. Increase in flux. Magnetic flux. Okay. So once the magnetic flux is increased, again the same cycle will continue. It will generate more voltage, and then more voltage will increase the current flow, and then further increase, and so on till the voltage is fully built up. But it will not increase indefinitely. Why is that? Because there is a saturation. The voltage will only increase to a certain level, right? What is the magnetization curve? If you remember, this is the magnetization curve. Initially there is an increase, but then there will be saturation. Okay. So in this manner, voltage will be fully built up. Okay. So that is why we need a capacitor bank to start an induction generator.